Hey guys, welcome back to a new video. It's your girl Juanita T. And as you can see from the title, I'm trying something a little bit different, just a tad bit different. So I'm going to be doing a few episodes of my podcast, which I named Nita T. Nita for Juanita, T for my last name, but as you can see, the spelling is a little bit different. So for the first episode, I have
Jennifer.
so she's one of my closest friends, and I told her about the idea, and of course she was on board. So without further ado, we're just gonna get into it and talk about like certain things that's going on in society, things that we can potentially relate to, and so on. Because a lot of the times when we meet, we have really good conversation where I feel like I need to put it out there, you know, and create like my own little podcast. So as the episodes go on, I am going to be bringing on a few other people, like friends, family, whoever would like to join. And then we're just going to discuss different topics. It might be similar, it might be the same, but we have different ideas, right? So let's get into it.
Yeah, let's go.
So before we start, let's talk about how our weekends were. How was your weekend?
My weekend was actually good. Like, of course, Saturday morning, as we do every Saturday morning, I had notes to finish. Procrastination, like I hate it. Working Saturday mornings, I hate it. But I went to the gym. I worked out, hung out with the kiddos. Nice. I didn't really do much on Saturday. We didn't even go out to eat. But Sunday was Mother's Day.
It was.
And I got a couple of cards from my babies. It was so cute. Like, I love the cards when like the kids, they talk about like, my mom is like this, my mom makes the best whatever. My son, he's 4, he said I was 7 years old. I don't know.
Yeah, I read that post.
You're 4 and I'm 7. How did I have you? And your brother's 8, almost 9.
It's so cute and funny. Like, they just be making up stuff.
Last time he said I worked at a gas, like mom pumps gas. They asked her, what do your mom do for work? She pumps gas. I guess we're always at the gas station.
It's like what they see. Yeah. It's like they think that that's really what it is. That's so funny and cute.
Yeah, it was cute. And my baby father, he got me a new perfume that was really nice and some flowers. And that was sweet. And then we went out. We went out to eat. We wanted to go to what's the place again? Red Lobsters. You know, when he take me to Red Lobster. We wanted to go there, but it was 2 hours for the wait. And I was like, and you know, when you're going out with kids, like the only place you can really go is chain restaurants because like, can't go to like no moody restaurants, like a really, really nice restaurant. So we end up going to Cheesecake, which we always go, but it's like
been there in a while.
You can't go wrong with Cheesecake, and the kids really love it. So
they got some good stuff. I haven't been there in so long. No, I'm probably gonna go again.
We go to Cheesecake at least like maybe every other week, or at least once a month we go to Cheesecake, because it's just, when you got kids, it's not that many places you can go like and have like a good meal. So
especially their taste buds, their appetite.
Oh God, they like. I don't like it. What's this? Why they put this in here? Like, no, you're literally like paying for food that you know they're probably not gonna eat, and it's like, just let them get chicken nuggets, chicken tenders,
some fries,
a cheese pizza, a burger with nothing on it but just meat and cheese. Like, you gotta let the kids order what they like, or you're gonna be wasting money. But what did you do? How was
my weekend? Was just chill. Like Saturday, like you said, you know, documentations and all that. Like, again, we shouldn't have to be doing that. Like, but again, it's procrastination. So it's my fault, or our fault.
It's our fault,
for doing that. So, but I did that. I did like a huge, like deep clean in my house.
Oh, like a spring clean.
Yeah,
I should do that.
So, and then I got to clean up my closet. I didn't do that yet, so I'm gonna be doing that next week because I got to clean it out. I clean it every summer and give away clothes, you know, donations and stuff like that. But yesterday I just cleaned, and then what else did I do? I just relaxed, really, just watched a movie, and then
did you see your mom?
I did, yeah. So Sunday I saw her for
Mother's Day, Juanita.
No. I went to go see mom. I bought her some cute flowers, and some Starbucks, because she's a Starbucks girly like me. So my brothers and my dad cooked, so she had a good day. She had a nice chill day.
Nice.
But do you guys like Starbucks? I love Starbucks, but I know you're a Dunkin' person.
I like Starbucks food, but Dunkin', I like their coffee. I haven't really never had matcha. I want to actually go and try matcha.
Yes, that's
Like
what
she
I
was
bought
trying
for
to
my
put me on,
mom.
yeah.
Because they have a
matcha.
lavender matcha drink. It's so
Yeah.
good. And
Well,
my
I want to
mom,
try like the regular
that's it.
matcha drink
The
first
regular,
and
okay.
see how I like it, and then move on to, because I feel like it's levels to it. I can't just start off with a lavender matcha and I never had a regular matcha. It's like,
and a matcha taste takes getting used to. Like it really takes getting, because it
does
has
it taste like green tea?
taste. Yeah, it tastes like green tea, but like I would say a bit stronger because it tastes like
grassy.
pure green tea. Yeah. Yeah, like that's what it tastes like. Like
yeah, eat grass.
Yeah, literally.
Yeah, drink grass.
But no, they have the lavender matcha one, and it's really good. The lavender gives
and Starbucks
it a really
is a pretty
taste.
penny. Like,
it
why
is.
am I paying $10 for a drink?
I'm not gonna lie. Well, the Fenty, and they got like fancy names too. So the Fenty, which is like the the biggest size.
Okay.
Yeah.
I usually do a tall. Like I usually do a tall for the drinks.
So I think at Starbucks.
Yeah. It's really small.
Unless if that's what I was gonna say. I think it's below Fenty.
No,
Venti.
Because it goes. I think the tall is the small one.
Right.
I forgot what the middle one is called.
Yeah, I forgot. Grande.
Okay, and then is the Venti. Okay. Well, I normally get me a tall. When I did, like, because my he really likes Starbucks. So whenever we used to go there, I'll just be like, just give me a tall, whatever. Mm-hmm. So,
but the Venti, it's what is it? $6 something, almost $7. So it's
for the not bad. The what's the name? The
it's just the size.
The grass. Yeah. What is it called again? The matcha?
Yeah.
Grass.
Hey,
listen.
Hey, at least that's your little nickname for it. We'll go with that.
You want grass drink?
Lavender grass. But it's not bad. I mean, $6, but then again, it is more expensive.
Okay, it's not that bad. I was thinking it was like $10.
No,
okay.
But I know Dunkin' is what, $4 or something like that.
No, my coffee is $2.24.
No, for like the large, because I remember.
Oh, I never get large anything. Okay. I'm a tall, small gal. Like that's too much sugar.
No, it is. It really can be. But the thing is, though, with Starbucks, you can lessen the amount of sugar that they put in there. But some of the drinks,
Dunkin' too, because their drinks can be like a diabetics in a
way
cup.
Too
like
sweet.
You really have to know how to order.
Yeah.
Like yeah.
But I want to learn how to like make some of those coffees at home.
I don't know. They never gonna taste like the one. I don't know what they got secret sauce, secret juice that they put in the drinks, or secret coffee. Because whenever I make coffee at home, it never hit like. I would just be like, let me go to Dunkin' and get my $2 drink.
This is where I would like look up all the ingredients because I like doing like cute little stuff like that when I wake up in the morning or whatever.
I can see the matcha, yeah,
but yeah,
I don't have the patience for all that. Let me just go to Dunkin' and get my order.
Call it a day.
$2 is really not gonna do much. Like $2, what's 2 times what 7? That's like what 14?
Yeah,
I think $14 a week on coffee. I mean, relatively is a lot, but hey.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I really think I like get every day, like buy every day is coffee. Yeah.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So we already have a few topics that we're going to discuss with you guys. So I'm just going to go right through them with you guys. So the first question is, what do you guys think about men and women's roles in relationships? Like, do you guys think that we should continue having those, or it doesn't matter? Like, what's your thoughts, right? So whatever you guys think, you guys can go ahead and comment down below. But we're going to discuss that. So what do you think about that?
I don't know. I feel like the roles, depending on what they are, because this is 2025, like, number one, when it comes to finances, we both got to go to work. Unless you're married to the 1% of the 1%, like a millionaire or a billionaire. But if we just out here both got jobs that we have to attend to and go to, like, okay, it might not, for me, when it comes to the roles, I just need the man to always pay the mortgage and pay the big bills, because I'm not about to be laid up with you, because if I'm here or I'm not here, those bills still got to get paid. So mortgage, rent, whatever, all the big bills, he needs to pay for that. And then as a woman and as a married woman, like, okay, I can do like shopping, the food, the maybe car insurance, phone bill, like stuff that the kids need. Um, yeah, and then like when we go out, sometimes okay, sometimes you pay, sometimes I pay, and of course like gifts, like when it's his birthday, anniversary, whatever, stuff like that, and just like acts of service here and there. Like I was thinking of you, kind of gives here and there, but the big bills, yeah. And then I don't believe in joint accounts. I feel like everyone should have their own account that they put money into, and then maybe like okay, when it's a disaster or God forbid emergency for the family, okay, then we both can come out 50-50 because it has to do with the family. But yeah, I just feel
Yeah.
like the big bills, the man got to pay. And then the household stuff like, oh, cooking, cleaning. Okay, some people, some men, they can't even boil water. Okay. But if you know you're a female that like,
That is true.
you like to cook, and then you want food in the house, and you don't want to be spending extra money buying food all the time, and then your man go to work, like okay, yeah, make the weekly meal plan and have food in the house, but he needs to clean bathrooms, he needs to vacuum, he needs to sweep, mop, wash dishes, do laundry. Like no, I'm not your mother. Like if it's one thing that I know that you can't do, which is like cooking, yeah, I'm gonna take care of that all the way. But when it comes to the other stuff, like I'm not about to sit here clean up after you because you are a full functioning adult human being. I have two boys, and yeah, so and thank God, like my partner, he does all of that. So yeah, but I just feel like the roles, okay, yeah, the macho like old time roles of like the woman staying at home and doing all that, those days are over. And then like certain things still like finances, the big finances, yeah, the man needs to take care of that. And then just I feel like it just needs to be shared. Like it can't be like too much of one thing. Like the guy can't do everything and then you do everything at home. No, it needs to be shared. Like
yeah. No, I totally agree with that. You know, and of course, if my partner needs help with something, whether he falls short, of course I'm gonna be there to pick that up, right? But as long as we both have an understanding and we know, okay, this is what I have to do and this is what you have to do, then that's where it should be, right? Like she said, like, I'm not here to be your mom, baby you. But of course, again, if it's something that you feel like, okay, you don't know what to do or how to do it, I will help you because at least you're willing to learn, right? But in terms of everything else with finances, taking care of the home and all of that stuff, I feel like it's both men and women. But again, men do have their specific responsibilities, women do have their specific responsibilities, right? And also that's how I was raised. For me, it's natural to be that caregiver, right? That nurturer, right? The one that is definitely going to make sure that my man is good. You know, he's not left hungry. Everything is taken care of in the home and all of that stuff, right? But then again, we don't want to be the ones to be doing majority of the work, especially if we're out there actually working in the field, right? So I feel like the roles with men and women should definitely like stay, but then also really become a thing because like these days too, a lot of women want to be that independent women.
Yeah.
That independent woman, and it's okay to be independent.
I'm quick to be like, no, I don't know how to do that. No, right. I'm confused. No, I don't know what's going on. Like,
and it's good to be that independent woman because, like you said, it's good to have your separate bank accounts and all of that.
Yeah.
But let the man be the man.
Yeah.
Right.
You gotta let him feel like he really run ish in the back of your mind. You know what it is, but just let him feel like, okay, he really runs ish. Like,
right.
It'll definitely keep the peace in your house. Right. I would say that. Yeah.
And the reason why that I really wanted to discuss that is because recently I had a conversation with a guy friend of mine, a grown man, and you know, he's married. And you know, with the situation that he's going through right now, it really made me think like what is really going through a lot of women's minds, right? And again, yes, of course it comes from maybe trauma or like past experiences, but heal yourself before go into another relationship that could be potentially healthy for you, right? So going back to his situation, like he was just saying how, you know, right now he feels overwhelmed, you know, because again, the woman doesn't have any patience, right? And she always wants to be right. She always wants to be the person that does not make any mistakes, and she doesn't want to take accountability, and accountability is very, very important, right? From the time he says something, or he's like giving her advice or letting her know what's best, it's like she doesn't want to hear what he has to say. But in the end of the day, you're married. You should know what comes with marriage. Even before marriage, I mean, of course, like if you have like a boyfriend or a girlfriend or whatever, it should start from there, to understand. But, and I told him, and I said, unfortunately, she's not letting you be that man. She wants to be the man, right? Even if the roles change, like, even if the roles change. And with men, there are some men that want to act like females. What are we doing here? Like, what are we really doing here?
Yeah.
So it's just unfortunate that people are still going through those kinds of situations.
And marriage is like a partnership. Like, okay, wherever someone lacks is where the other person needs to come in and kind of help out. And it should be a level of respect. Like, okay, if you feel like you feel in a certain type of way, then y'all should like process that out and talk about it. And don't always come at a person like trying to micromanage how the person is doing stuff or not doing it the way you want. Okay, let the person do something, and if they fail, they fail, and then maybe y'all could sit down and be like, okay, this is where I think you lacked a little bit, and here where you can improve. But don't always come up like, we need to do this, we gotta do this, you're not doing this right. Like, girl, shut up and fall back.
Period.
That man's not gonna, y'all not gonna last that long. All that like just rah energy. Like, just sit back and be feminine and be a lady and be a girl, right. But still be a boss, but like when you need to be, like, right. If you're, of course, when your husband or your partner is doing something very idiotic, just stupid, just crazy, like, yeah, you need to call him out. Like, whatever you're doing, it's not gonna work. Like, it's not gonna work. But what I see with men is like, okay, let them feel or think like they're really doing big things, that they're really handling, that they're really in control. But in the back of your mind, you still need to like be that pragmatic person and still like, have it in your mind like, okay, he thinks he's doing something, but this is really what needs to be done. Yeah.
But let him take care of you. You know, if he wants to take care of you, let him take care of you. Like, just let him do that, right?
That part.
And vice versa, with men, let her play her part, right? You don't have to be feeling like you're the man because you're taking care of literally everything, right? Let her do what she's actually willing to do. Because then again, when we don't do the things that we should be doing, you guys call us gold diggers.
Yeah.
Now we're looking for a guy with money, right? So it's like, what do you want? Choose what you want to do, right? So I think the roles, stick to that. Stick to your role.
And with the gold digger thing, like, what gold do you have to me to be digging? Like, if you ask somebody's job, like, sir, you make what, $2,000 a week or $1,500 a week or $3,000 a week? Like, by the time you get home and pay all these bills and all that, what gold do I have to dig? Like, I know you wake up every day to go make this money at somebody's job. You don't have your own business. You're not a millionaire. Like,
seriously, I think we're really all just trying to make it. You know what I'm saying?
We all try to make it and be happy and go on a little trip a couple times a year. Like,
it's a partnership. Couple times, more than a couple times. What today is time to travel. I'm literally still.
I'm to be out of here tomorrow.
No, seriously,
on a trip.
The way we really be wanted to like escape.
Oh my God, every day.
But stick to your roles. Understand each other. Know what each other got to give. All right. So next question. Do you guys think that men and women should discuss their wants and their needs before going into a relationship? And I think yes.
Hell yes. Big facts.
While I was reading the question, that's exactly how she said it. She's like, yeah. Like, what you mean? What you mean? But yes, I really do think people should discuss their wants and needs, their terms and conditions.
Literally.
Because of course you got to understand your partner. Like, you got to know what they like, what they dislike. And then at least, okay, if you do certain things, maybe you buy certain things or whatnot, and then you know what your partner likes and what they don't like.
Mm-hmm.
Not even just buying anything, but also just understanding their mindset when it comes to certain, I guess, discussions or ideas of how certain things should work. Like,
even as simple as like conflict resolution skills. Like a person like me, I don't like people that like they go 0 to 100 in a second. Like I need you to be able to manage your emotions. Like as a professional, as a therapist, like that really like even before like I was a therapist, I think this is something that really bothers me about certain people. It's like, why don't you have the emotional intelligence to process your own feelings before you react to stuff?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's 2025. Literally, like, okay, you could walk outside and you could be off. But now people will literally off you for the simplest things. Mm-hmm. So you really gotta like think before you react. Like,
yep. No, definitely. Because I have been through a recent situation where I stated, she knows what I'm talking about. I stated my wants and my needs. And for that person, it seemed like too much, right? When really I was just asking for like the basic, not even
the
asking,
bare minimum,
but stating like the bare minimum, literally. Like I just wanted some lemons, some water, and some sugar to make lemonade. Like that was it, right? Not like I was over here asking you for like a Chanel bag or something like that, because we all know that stuff is pricey. But don't get me wrong, if you want to buy it, buy it. I'll take it.
Listen.
Right? But I wasn't even asking for much, right? I'm not even stating what I like that is too much, right? Would be considered too much. Mm-hmm. It was the basics. And then for him, he thought it was too much, like, but then finally, eventually he started understanding where I'm coming from, because he made it seem like I was trying to say, he doesn't know how to be in a relationship. Mm-hmm. That's never the case, right? Like, of course, I know you have experience before. Of course, all experiences are different too. I don't know what happened between him and the other girls, like what they said, but I guess me just stating what I'm expecting or what I would like to happen, it was too much. And I'm just like, well, were they the quiet ones? Like, did they say anything? Like, did they, But I'm like, for me, I learned my lesson in past relationships where it's like, I want to let you know what I would like. Mm-hmm. Of course, things are not going to be perfect. Things might change. I might have better knowledge where I might change my mind on certain things that I feel like I want. But especially if I know what I can bring to the table, like how people always say, like, what can you bring to the table? Like, and I'm already doing so much for myself. Yeah, I'm already doing so much for myself. So it's like, I'm telling you, this is what I like. Mm-hmm. Hopefully you can bring the same thing to me or more. Yeah. Right. Again, if you can't bring the same thing, then that's where I'm like, Yeah. Because again, what I do for myself, I consider it basic, but at the same time, it's like quite a bit that I do for myself.
Yeah, you don't want someone to come into your life and like just like, it's either you're gonna add or just be there to like kind of just help out, but you're not gonna come and like subtract. Like you're not about to subtract anything from here. Yeah. And then just like before you get into a relationship, it's like fundamental things. Like, do you believe in the same stuff I believe in? I don't know. Do you like rice? Because I eat rice all the time. Like, is that going to be a problem? Like, seriously. Like, are you a morning person? Like, do you want us to wake up at 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning every day? No. I'm going to sleep at least my 7 to 8 hours before I could be a functioning person. And like religion, like, do y'all practice the same religion? Like, if y'all want kids, do you guys want kids? Like fundamental stuff. Like, what do you want to spend your money on? Like, if you have a vice, like a really bad, like you're addicted to something or something like that, like that's crazy. Like, no, we're not about to. And simple as vacations, we like going on vacation, yes. Like, and you don't even like getting on a flight, like, sir, seriously. Bye.
And that's another major thing.
I'll see you when I come back. I'll get you a postcard. A souvenir.
Because seriously, like, I'll leave you behind.
Getting on that flight.
Okay? Because I'm going. Mm-hmm. So it's one of those things where it's like, again, that's one of those important things in my life. I love to travel, right? I love experiencing new places, new culture. I mean, the world is so big. So it's like, why am I even going to just be sitting here in this stress? I mean, come on now, you know? So again, if it's one of those things where it's hard for you to financially maybe travel and all of that stuff, I get it. I understand, you know, like I get whatever you are going to show me that you can do at the moment. And you're working maybe to become better. Okay, I'll take that into consideration, right? Because we all gotta, you know, want to level up. We're not stagnant.
No.
I mean, it's the same thing for us after like college, after university. I mean, you may not have had the gold spoon in your mouth where you got like an amazing job before even college. Like sometimes you have to work your way up.
Yeah, you got to start like, we all got to start from somewhere.
Yeah. So, but at the moment, seeing that I am established in my life, like I want to make sure that my partner is, if not at the same level, at least close enough, or at least you're telling me things where, or if I'm seeing it, like if we're dating long term and I'm seeing it and I'm like, okay, well, he's definitely trying to level up, or he's trying. Again, I'll take that into consideration.
You gotta be on your way to level up. You can't be starting from like I'm at 98 and you're still at 48. Like you have to be on your way of leveling up. Like we're in our 30s. Like we like that time was in your 20s. Like we've had these conversations and like, you know, before in the past talking to people that are just they're in their 30s, but they're still like starting over. And it's like, yo, like my 20s wasn't easy. My teens wasn't easy, but I kept on trying. I just kept on going. Like, I'm not going to take no for an answer. And I just want to keep leveling up as much as I can. But you can't be in your whole 30s and you're still at like level 2 when you should be at like at least level 9 or 8 now. Like, you've been here a couple of years. Get it together. We all be having the same stress. I don't want to wake up and
seriously.
I want to go to sleep.
For real. Man. But going back to that same question, like I also want a relationship that has substance, right?
Yeah.
I don't want to be in a relationship where it's like we know we're together and we're just there. Like we're just there.
Like coexisting.
Yeah.
Like, taking up space.
Whenever we just want to see each other, like we mess around and it's like that's it. Like no, like this is why we should discuss what we like, what we enjoy. Like, you know, again, going back to the wants and the needs or, you know, whatever the case is. But I don't want it to just be like crickets or something like that. Like, you know.
Yeah, like we were talking about before. Some people be in a relationship for 10 years. Like, what are we doing? Like, it needs to be like markers in a relationship. Like, okay, after a year or two, like, okay, what's the next step? Are we getting engaged? Do we both want engagement? Do we both want marriage? It can't just be like 10 years. Like, yeah, we just kicking it. We just, you know, we do what we do. And then that's just it. Like, one thing about, I feel like ladies or I don't know, men of this time, because everybody say like it's piss, is urine. And I don't know what I can say on YouTube, but the pool got all type of chemicals and just craziness in it of dating. I feel like it's like, I know people, guys, they like waste time and they be doing a lot of F shit. But it's like, when y'all first start dating and talking, like it needs to be like talked about. Like, what are you looking for? What do you want in the next year or two? Are we just going to be like kicking it for 2-3 years? And you know, you want to get engaged, you want kids, like you're wasting time. Like get with somebody that wants the same thing that you want. Like, I'm not about to talk to you for 10 years. What are we doing? Sir, what?
No, seriously.
10 years. That's crazy. That could be your whole 20s. Like, oh my God.
And definitely know what you want. Like in terms of that, know what you want, know what you're looking for. Because again, if somebody else is going to tell you what they want and what they're looking for, and you guys are not there, respect each other's situation, right? And don't come back and complain and say, oh, well, it didn't work out because of this and this, but they told you. Remember, they told you and you felt. So again, it's like, it's one of those things where it's like, say what you want, say what you need, say what you're looking for.
If you see the red flags, you better get your Nikes and run. Nikes, Adidas, New Balance, girl, get them shoes and run.
Listen, sprint. Usain Bolt, man.
Get your Usain Bolt on it.
and people tend to forget about that. But it's like, honestly, like you really have to like listen to what somebody's telling you or how they're moving, because it's like that tells you right there. You know, it's okay maybe to like see like a minor situation in hopes that it could be different, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, if it's something major, like something that you considered a red flag, go, please.
Yep.
Okay, if it's again the wants and the needs, what you're looking for, if it's not it, leave. Just
literally
cut
make
it
a
off.
list of pros and cons.
Seriously.
If the cons outweigh the pros and they're like big cons,
or keep them in the friend zone if you need to keep them in the friend
it's
zone.
not
Keep them
going to
around.
change.
Yeah,
it's not going to change.
keep them around if you want to keep them around. Keep them in the friend zone. But other than that, don't make it nothing serious. But moving on to the next question, actually, speaking of red flags, what do you consider a red flag? Because there's so many things where it's like for us, we might see it as a red flag, but then for other people, it's like, it's okay. It's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
So what do you consider a red flag? Like, how do you even determine if something is a red flag? Like, I always wondered, like, because everybody again has their own perspective on that.
On that, yeah.
But I don't know.
I would say it's like if something keeps bothering you about a person and you know that it's something that you cannot tolerate at all. Like a lot of things can be like look past, or I don't know, you can put your blinders on, like you don't really see it, but you see it. But a red flag for me, it just popped up in my mind, snoring. Like I can't be with somebody that snores. No, I can't. Like in Islam, like technically you're not supposed to like sleep with anyone, like not know how the person sleeps before y'all get married. But I literally asked him, like, do you snore? Like, because I can't deal with that. Like red flags are like if the person is cheap, like every time y'all go somewhere, this person's trying to nickel and dime everything, and like they just can't live. I don't know if they're just like, again, people that go 0 to 100, like I don't know, that just someone that's like always just highly so anxious. Like you need to go see someone, because why are you always just anxious, like on a 10 all the time? Like it's never that deep,
right? That is true though. That's a good point, a good way to put it. You know,
I don't know, if you're a height queen, you like height, you better not talk to nobody that's that's not up there, because let me tell you something, it doesn't get better. Every time you see a tall guy, your blinkers, well, whatever, your antlers, you're just gonna be like, ooh, that's nice. So that part, I would say appearance. Like if you feel like certain parts of, I don't know, person that you're into's appearance. I'm talking about starting out, not when y'all went into the relationship, because I mean you knew what you signed up for. You know what he looked like when you first met him. So people, I don't know if they get I mean, once you fall in love, like okay, you look past certain things, but like things like height, maybe build, like if you know you don't like people that are, I don't know, someone that has a dad bod and you want to talk to, I don't know, something like that, like, or they're like stocky or scrawny, like too skinny, like I don't know, like.
So long story short, it has to do with like your personal dislikes.
Your personal dislikes.
Yeah, I guess.
But the stuff that people that be talking about on TikTok, that's just wild. Like you don't like the way they cough, the way they sneeze, like
the way their elbow looks,
like, the way their fingers look. I never. My sister's like that. She really like fingers. Like if your fingers don't look a certain way, like in the shape of your head, like. But these red flags be. I mean,
hey sis, girl. I know your sister's gonna look at it like, oh heck no, she talking about me. You put her business out there.
Unless the person is just like textbook, like just vile, like personality disorder, narcissism. Like if the person is like just a wild person, just crazy and just messed up, like okay, yeah, that's a whole red flag, a walking red flag. But like the little things, because like you look past all that. Like someone I've been in a same relationship for like almost 13 years now. Like it's a lot of stuff that are like icks, but it's like, okay, when you love someone, it's like you kind of look past the icks. But the big ones are like finances, height, body build, body smell.
Amen.
Listen, I don't care how fine you are, how tall you are. how much money you got if your breath stink, if you have some type of body odor that you cannot control.
Yeah.
Who, child?
Hygiene. But then you would have to, if whatever you can't control, just know you have an issue and fix it. You know, like we're too grown. Please.
Yeah, we're too grown for all of that. And summertime is coming, so just summertime is coming.
Seriously.
Soap and water and deodorant and perfume.
That's everything. The whole works, okay? But in terms of red flags too, sometimes you know what automatic red flags are.
Yeah, for yourself, yeah.
Based off of course, knowledge, experiences and whatnot, maybe how you grew up, because again, there are some people who really don't know what a good relationship is. So they think whatever they're going through is okay.
Yeah.
Right? So they don't know what to look for. That's not okay, right? Until it becomes maybe physical abuse or something like that, right? So the automatic, I know red flags can be manipulation, gaslighting, right? Stuff like that, like around that sort. Like, you know, you should know what those are, right?
If constant, your intuition, your female intuition tells you like this is not right, this don't look right, this don't sound right, 9 times out of 10, it's not right.
Right.
It's not.
Because again, just from my personal experiences too, like I know what major red flags are. I know what to look for. I know what's not okay. And I'm going to keep it pushing, because don't think I'm going to stay here dealing with this mess. You came into my life. You wanted to be with me. I'm giving you that chance. And then it's like for you to be just acting a fool when this was not what you showed me in the beginning. Because of course, everything is always peachy cream in the beginning until they really show up.
That representative in the beginning.
But I'm going to go. Like, I'm not, no. Of course, like, you know, like she said, like the dating pools, it's not the greatest out here. But at the same time, I still know I can find something better. Right? Don't ever make people think that you cannot find better, because you can. Right? Whatever you feel like you deserve,
what Beyonce
look
say?
For that.
Irreplaceable. To the left, to the left.
that part. Okay. Because seriously, like take the red flags into consideration, whatever you consider red flags, right? Because do you want to have a happy life, or do you want to consistently be depressed dealing with your own personal stuff, but then now dealing with another person that's bringing more chaos? Which do you prefer? Right? So it's like one of those things like you have to really figure out. And again, it's easier for most. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy for everybody to just walk out of a relationship or, you know, try to hide their feelings for someone. Because again, we're only humans. Like, of course, we try to give people chances, like even though we see something that's a bit iffy. But if it's something that's major, I mean, seriously, like don't do that to yourself, especially when people say you have to love yourself. You do have to love yourself enough to know what you are either capable of, again, what you're able to tolerate. Yes. Like tolerate everything. Right. So you have to have that confidence in yourself. You know, if you're not really giving me what I'm looking for, or you just have me on a roller coaster of emotions, giving me a headache all the time, stressing me out, like, no, you know, unless if we're something that we're willing to work together to try to change, fine, you know, like, and I see changes, great. You know, because again, nobody's perfect. But again, it's the accountability and everything else that would change the red flags to a green flag, if you want to put it that way.
And also, too, when you get into a relationship, don't cut off like people that were there for you before, like your friends, your family, like, and then present to them like, okay, you don't have to talk about like the intimate ins and outs of your relationships, but at least share like, okay, we talked about this, he reacted like this. Like, if you don't know no better, ask somebody, does this sound normal to you? Does this sound okay? Like, you know, ask. And if you don't want to talk to your friends and family, go see a professional. Like, and just because sometimes like you don't have the experience or the wherewithal to know that if somebody's like gaslighting, if somebody's manipulating, somebody's trying to like, someone with like tendencies, like really, really bad negative tendencies, like, so you can break out of that situation, because sometimes you'll be so far gone that you just think it's normal, like whatever the person is doing is like, well,
it's okay. And it's not.
And it's not. It's really not.
Okay, so the next question is, why is it in the Black African American communities that they see mental health as something not that serious, right? It's shoved underneath the rug. Um, specifically me from coming from the Caribbean, and I mean you're from Africa, so she can speak on her part.
Yeah.
It's not considered important at all. But now being here in America, it's something that's pretty big. And we didn't tell you guys, but we're both in the mental health field. She's one of my partners on a few of our cases. And you know, we see a lot, we hear a lot, and it's not an easy job. It's very intense, right? But it's one of those things that becomes an eye opener even more once you do get into that workforce, right? But going back to me specifically talking about people in the Caribbean, it's not something that's really talked about. Like I've had conversations with people in the past, and the one thing that you hear all the time, oh, that's just him. Oh, that's just her. You know, they just wake up the next day thinking like nothing happened. But are you sure that's even okay, or if that's even healthy? You know, certain things, of course, is not that serious. Well, if you think it's not that serious, and then you wake up the next day and you know everything is fine. You know, but if you know it's something that's really serious, like, do you ever think about maybe why the person is acting like that, why they do that, you know, what did they go through, stuff maybe they never shared with you, like something, you know. But I feel like too, like in the Caribbean, it's more laid back, but at the same time, people do have a lot going on. I mean, the what's it called? The economy is not the greatest, right? So people are really just trying to like get by.
Yeah.
So they don't have time to really be thinking about mental health, right? So I feel like
they're thinking about surviving.
So they're not thinking about any of that stuff. But at the same time, too, it's not talked about like it is here in America. And maybe I can't speak on other countries, but here in America it's talked about a lot. Like it's actually a thing, you know, and I like that because we all go through some type of mental health.
Yeah.
Right? Whether it's unhealthy, whether it's healthy. But yeah, it's just interesting that it's not really heavy.
Yeah, it's more like a taboo. Yeah. Because I know for West Africa, Senegambia, where I'm from, it's like back in the day, even like, you know, a couple years ago, mental health was always like, it would be, what do you call it? Like subject to people having like spirits. We call it jinn, like a jinn is following this person. Anytime somebody acts erratically or unrationally or acts out of character, it's always like this person is getting attacked by another entity, like a spirit is following them, a jinn is following them. And it's like, no, this person is really going through like severe mental health issues. Like this person might be battling like depression, anxiety, bipolar, whatever. Like it could be it's really sad because the way they deal with like kids, instead of like helping them like with, you know, early intervention like we have here in America, they would just like kind of, back in the day used to be really bad. They used to just lock up kids. Like they would just keep them in the house. Like nobody will see them, nobody will hear from them. They won't take them to school. Like they'll just be there, and that's crazy. And then like some women, like after, you know, they give birth, they really go through a lot. In some cases, we do have like the elderly women who kind of like after someone has a kid, because they see the signs, they'll know that, okay, this person is going through a postpartum. So it's like somebody will literally take the child and like let the person kind of grieve through whatever they're going through, the postpartum that they're feeling, and then introduce the baby to the mother, like in like small doses, not just so the mother will have the kid 24/7. It's like she will have a day nurse. I guess you would call a day nurse, a night nurse. She will just be there to feed the child, but she won't be spending as much time with the kid because like she's going through postpartum. So that's where the village comes in. Like there are some older women. Like I remember as a kid, my aunties will get together and they will like lay on a mat. And I guess it was like therapy. They would just like talk about their issues, like stuff I kids should not be hearing, but child, whatever. I was there being nosy. about their issues. So it's like they'll have stuff like that. But if a person has like severe mental illness or just seems severely depressed or like just out of it, it's always accumulated to a certain entity. Like something has come into their body and taken over their body, when it's just like, okay, this person has a chemical imbalance in their brain. That's what's going on. But I feel like now it's getting a little bit better. They're starting to understand that like mental illnesses and mental health is important, and it does exist. But I feel like it's just always been a taboo of like something that they don't pay attention to. And like she was saying, the socioeconomic status of like the Caribbean and Africa, like some people really just trying to survive. Like they're trying to eat, like make food for the family, make food for themselves, have enough money to get the food to even like, have a meal. So, or worrying about like if they don't own their own houses, like their rent and all that stuff, like just daily living. They don't even have time to process like, I'm really stressed, I'm really depressed, I'm really anxious, I have anxiety, I have all these things. It's like just you got to keep going if you want to survive.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. But do you think too it's the lack of therapists?
Yeah, definitely. Because I don't even think there's any like psychologists or psychiatrists. I don't know. I wanted to look into it too. I know like here, of course, I've met some mental health professional like therapists who are from my country. So we're even thinking about starting like a mental health like therapist group for our country. But of course they are, because we do have mental health hospitals in where I'm from, but it's mostly like people that are dealing with severe like psychosis, schizophrenia, severe bipolar, like just schizoid disorders, like where like this person is like literally like there's nothing there, there's nothing up here, like the person is just existing. Like there's that. We have mental hospitals, but where like you can go into an office and get psychotherapy. Yeah, I don't even think, hey, that could be a new venture for me.
Hey,
open up
take on the opportunity.
Yeah, psychotherapist office in my country. Like, that would be nice actually. Cause
take on the opportunity.
Listen, the way this country is going, America.
No, seriously.
You gotta try to be out of here the next couple of years.
You gotta figure out other stuff, man. Back where you're from, because
I'm gonna come here to visit for vacation. Seriously. But I don't know, living here forever.
Yeah, it's not my idea either.
It's not for me, babes. It's not for me. Nope. I don't like it. Not one bit. No.
I think like everywhere has their issues, but of course we can only speak about where we're living right now.
We're both island girls. Like we love the sun, we love the ocean, we love the palm trees. Like
bring me back on my little small island. I'll take that.
I'll take that over this any day.
But yeah, I gotta look into that though, because I don't know how much resources that we have for mental health.
That could be a thing for you too. So, we both open up practices in our own countries. Yeah.
Call me if you need help, girl, but I don't know if I want to do that. But do I want to like speak? Like I want to do therapy.
I got a ring to it. Don't steal it. Don't bite it.
Hey, that's a good name.
Yeah.
But I do want to do like, I would love to do some like speaking, like little presentations and stuff.
Yeah. Like seminars or like
no, just like visiting schools.
Visiting schools. Okay.
A talk, I guess, about mental health and all of that stuff.
Like that's a good thing, because that's like a good to introduce like social emotional learning like we have here.
Yeah,
that would be good,
just as a discussion. And then another thing I wanted to do, I always wanted to visit like a prison, but then I'm like, do I really want to do that? Because
I mean, you're gonna have a lot of backup. You're not just gonna walk in there by yourself.
No, of course, like I know I can't go there by myself, but I thought about all of that stuff.
I can't do that.
No.
Hi, inmates.
I mean, hey,
they have that here, because you can be a therapist in a prison.
You can.
They make good money, but I don't like locked doors. I don't like working nowhere where I can't just open the door, walk outside.
And
there's like 5 different steps for me to walk outside.
But like you said, I mean, you got people.
Yeah, there. You got backup, and then you talk to them. I think through a glass. Like it's not 1-to-1. You're
Well,
not in
there's
front of them.
back home I know there's like a room that they can all sit.
Oh,
You know?
sit in.
Yeah.
Okay.
And they have like chairs or benches or whatever.
Okay.
And then the presenter would be like in the front.
In the front.
But
okay.
of course the security and all of that will be there and stuff
I
like
mean,
that.
yeah.
So
I don't think it's like crazy. Like people make it seem like they're just, as soon as you walk in, they're gonna attack you and try to.
No, I know. They're still humans.
Yeah,
And plus
they're
again,
still humans. Yeah.
yes, a lot of them probably are in their unhealthy mental state. But this is why you have.
But I don't think they're gonna have those like the severe like criminally like have no self-control people. No,
right.
They're gonna make sure that they be in the back of the back. Right. they're gonna have the functioning ones in there that can like
to be stable enough.
Yeah.
But that would be really interesting. But we have ideas. Yeah. That's what we're really into. So why not take on the opportunity and do that? Like
definitely.
Cool. But for those who are really, really willing to learn and listen, because I mean, it might be boring for some. I mean, I get it. You know, everything is not for everybody. So last question is about trauma affecting relationships, right? We all know when you've been through a specific type of trauma, it affects your relationship with your partner, right? People learn from it, learn from their trauma, grow from it. But there are some who don't realize that it's still affecting them. And then they bring it into, again, like I said earlier, bring it into your current relationship.
Their new relationship, yeah.
Right? So in terms of trauma bonding, like you were saying.
Are you guys bonding over your past traumas, or are you guys really bonding as two people, like getting into a relationship and having like a connection and like not just bonding because like, yeah, we both had a effed up childhood. We both like went through some stuff in our teenage years. Like, no, like shouldn't get with somebody just because like you guys have like a shared past that you went through like certain things. Cause that just means you don't even know if you guys have a connection outside of that, the trauma that you guys shared. So that's like really important to like be cognizant of and just think in the back of your head, like, do I really like mess with this person, or just because like we really shared A, B, C, and D, and like we have similar or like past history. So yeah,
and it's hard to get out of what you know, right? What you're used to. Again, based off of trauma, like it's hard for some people to actually get out of that mind space, right? But if someone is letting you understand like, hey, what you're doing is not okay, and maybe this is why you're doing it, at least try to learn from them, but there are some people who's not ready to learn, and that's okay. Again, it's going back to what you can tolerate, right? Again, as grown adults, you have to understand what you're doing that's not okay and see what can I do to change that. Who's going to help me? Or maybe if you're seeing somebody is actually being patient with you and they're trying to help you, it's like, take the help. You know what I'm saying? And this is why the dating scene, I think, is messed up because a lot of people haven't healed from their trauma. And they're thinking that everything they're doing is okay, right? Everything is fine until maybe it happens to them or somebody, is flipping
the script.
Yes, doing a reverse, and then they're like, oh wow, is that how I really acted? Is that what I've been doing? Knowing that I don't like it because again, it triggers my trauma. Right. So again, it's one of those things that I always say to people, like, heal yourself first. Right. From your trauma.
Really like process your trauma and like deal with it, like she said, and go through like all of it before you kind of get into a relationship, and like know when you're being triggered and like honor your triggers instead of just getting with somebody and then thinking like, oh, this person is just like all the people that I've been with in the past that are just like, whatever. And then if there's similarities, like there's like, we know a person who like she's been in some messed up relationships, but she doesn't notice that she keeps meeting guy after guy after guy that's just like the one she met the first time. Like, you have to understand that, like, okay, if you walk like a duck, act like a duck, talk like a duck, it's a duck. Like, you can't keep like like rehashing the same history or like going through the same thing. You need to go get help and see, maybe I need to like level up and stop dealing with the same person over and over again, just a different face. Like, that doesn't make any sense.
At some point too, at least for me, I'm not going to see it as an excuse, but I am going to see it as like, okay, what are you really doing here? Like, are you trying to fix it? Are you trying to change? Or are you going to keep using that as a reason to stay how you are? Especially if you know that you want a specific type of future, like a positive future, but yet you're so stuck in your comfortability that it's like you are either scared to change, scared to try something different.
And some people find comfort in their trauma. Like, they find comfort in being in those situations because that's all they know, and they don't want to go through the emotions and the feelings of you breaking out of that trauma, like leveling up to another mental health space. Some people, they just find comfort in what they're used to, like.
And I see it as letting your trauma win. And I always say this, don't let your trauma win over your life. Whether it's people that hurt you, situations that you went through, don't let that or them win over your life. You know what you want, you know what you're looking for, but it's like you're so stuck there that it becomes a lifestyle and it becomes a cycle. If you don't want it to become a consistent cycle of unhealthiness, why not do something to try to change that? And again, not everybody is for therapy, right? It doesn't work for everyone. And it's one of those things where you really have to find that therapist that you can really bond with and that
you connect with.
And again, sometimes people tried that one time and they're like, never again. But I would say keep trying.
It takes a while for you to find, definitely, like, it takes a while to find a therapist that you connect with, because you're not gonna like vibe or gel or like someone's communication style or like processing style. Like, it's just, you're gonna have to find out one that really, that's your person, that's your therapist.
No, that's true. You really do. But again, if you don't want to go through the whole like therapy session, I mean, there's other ways. Again, if you have people that come into your life that is really seeing certain things that they feel like you can work on, try to take on that opportunity of saying, hey, you know what? That person right there is not a therapist, but they can see that I have potential.
I have faults and that I need to like work on those faults.
But again, it's you to see that for yourself, because even if someone is telling you that, you're going to get defensive and be like, what are you talking about? But sometimes it's good to like sit down and self-reflect. Right? Because I still do that for myself too. Again, I'm not perfect. So if somebody is telling me certain things that they see or they feel uncomfortable with or whatever the case is, I think about it. Sometimes I feel like, okay, I don't feel like I'm doing that. And it's okay to know, okay, maybe that person is exaggerating, I guess, or something like that. Because again, some people will really gaslight you and manipulate you. So you just got to know the difference. Okay, know the difference.
But like when people have good intentions and when people just trying to be like mean and call you out for no reason, like I feel like a lot of us know like people that come to you with like good intentions as a good person, as a good human, like, because it's hard to see yourself outside of yourself and others can see you better. So just, I mean, if you have you have a problem, an issue, and someone's kind of like pointing that out and they're trying to like, better your future and your mental health. So I would say definitely take it. Like, there's groups, you don't always have to go to individual therapy. There's group therapy where like, and there's like specific like trauma therapists, like people that focus solely on trauma that know exactly like how to work with a person like that. Like, not everyone who's a therapist works with individuals with trauma, because that's like a really hard thing to have to sit there and listen to all the crazy bad stuff that's happened to a person. Not every therapist is a trauma therapist. Not every therapist wants to do that. So
that is true. I totally forgot about that.
Because you can specialize in different modalities of psychotherapy. So
and you can't really change people. People are gonna have to want to change for themselves.
They're gonna want it.
Right. So even if you try, it's like, hey, just know at some point you tried. And that's all you can do. And if the person want to stay that way, let them stay that way. And again, still be there to support. But at the same time, you can't tell them when to leave or when to stay or what to change and what to fix and all that type of stuff. Unless if they're
gonna want to have
do that,
to make the change on their own, because
yeah,
and
it's sad when you want better for somebody, but then it's like they're not ready yet. Either they don't
not
see
ready
it or they're
yet.
not ready.
Yeah, they're not ready and they don't see it.
Yeah. But it's unfortunate. All right, so that was it for today. This was just a few of our questions, our discussions, and our opinions. So again, it's just our opinion.
Yeah.
So if you see anything,
everyone has one. So
right?
Pipe down.
But if you want to add, of course, or give your feedback on what we were talking about, you can go ahead and comment down below. Or for the next few episodes, whatever you want to discuss.
Yeah. If you guys have questions, like write them down in the comments. Let us know.
Yep. Or if you feel more comfortable, email me. Let me know what you want me to discuss here on my new podcast.
We should do send if you guys are going through something, like send us like a story of whatever email or whatever you guys are going through, and maybe we can give our expertise on whatever you guys are going through and help you through whatever difficulty or just concern or questions you might have. Like let us know and might put that in the next video.
It can be relationships or just anything in general,
family dynamics or daily life, like
dating. I don't know.
Whatever.
But yeah, you guys can email me, of course, and we can keep it anonymous. I'm not sharing any information. Of HIPAA. So oh my God, this HIPAA thing. But anyways, thank you guys for tuning in. And I am excited to continue this podcast because I've been wanting to start forever. And she's been telling me to do it. And I'm like, when are we going to start? Like, when are we really going to start? Like, but this was really fun. I think this was fun. But as time goes on, it's going to get a little bit juicier and more fun. So again, let me know what you guys think. And thank you for joining. See you guys in the next one. Bye.